Here's the Jets punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the 7. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. So out come the Falcons now. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. He'll look to throw. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. And it's a fumble. And the Falcons say they have it. They do.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around. And we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. A handoff, Devontae Freeman. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
Detroit!
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
New York set to take the field. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. And that's a loss of 7 on the first down play.
Well, so much for all the time that you spend in practice, because for offensive linemen and running backs to get in sync, that requires a ton of practice time, a ton of watching tape together, a ton of really getting to where you're thinking with one mind on every single play that's called, every single run, because you want to know how your guy's going to block it. They want to know how he's going to run it, what kind of cuts he's going to make, and it's really anticipatory. And when you're really locked in together, you know what he's going to do before he actually does it. On this play, that didn't happen at all, and that turned into a big loss.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And down he'll go at the 25. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
Yeah, they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe, because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
Watch it now, Barney!
With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. They've got it 3rd and 10 here to start things out.
Over! Gun!
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
And that last penalty makes his 3rd down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5.
Set! Green, 39!
A shotgun snap for Darnold. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It goes as a gain of 6, and it's a 1st down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a Turkey Bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Now a 1st down carry by Bell. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Taking a shot for Samuel. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 45 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Second and goal, the lone man in the backfield, Le'Veon Bell. Now Darnold into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit. Gone, 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 gone. Back 99 Philly, here we go.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable. You know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And it's complete. Hooper. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route, it's extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Throw left side, complete. That's Reeves. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this short timeout.
Gone, 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 gone. Detroit, Detroit.
Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That good for 19 and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Detroit! Detroit!
They go play action here on first down. Looking deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Hauschka with the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. Here's Bosher to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. New York set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Lucky 56.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're going to knock.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. He'll look to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Reeves. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Here's Matt Bosher now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Nine seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He's got room to run past the 20. And they will finally get him down at the 28. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now out come the Jets. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. The second half starts with a carry by Bell. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Detroit! Detroit! Set! 3-19! 3-19! Switch! Check.
On second down, Darnold. Buying time to his left. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Darnold. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. This will be taken in at the 1. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Over.
Fresh off the pick six, it's Darnold. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10.
All right, here we go.
They're going to look to throw. He spins free. He completes it to Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
Detroit! Detroit! Hurry up, here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and they're going to face a 3rd down. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Gone! 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 Detroit! Detroit!
They'll set up a throw. Wide open receiver complete. He got 29 yards that time. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They'll look to throw here. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 5. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Gone! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
Darnold from the gun. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 50 catches for him now on the year. He's got a first down.
All right, now look at 56.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
All right, now look at 56. Lucky 56.
A first down throw, Darnold. That's caught right side by Anderson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. He got 29 yards that time.
Gone. Watch him now, Barney.
On first down, it's Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vic Beasley in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Watch him now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Desmond Trufant there making the tackle.
Well, it hasn't been a whole lot of fun for Le'Veon Bell in this ball game, trying to find room to run the ball. I'm sure they're going to have to change some things up because he's so versatile. They've got to get the ball in his hands somehow and create some space because they're losing this game.
Well, and defensively, you got to key in on Bell, make him the focal point to stop, and they've been able to do that.
And he has gotten better every year he's been in the league, always adding something to his game, one of the premier runners in the NFL.
Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. The Jets on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19.
Gone.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. They get 20 yards there on 3rd and 19, and an unlikely first down. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Watch him now, Barney. Gone.
Here's Darnold. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Leopard. All right, now, lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Bad time to get a delay of game penalty there. Not that there's a good time, but that makes it 3rd and 6.
All right, now, lucky 56.
Now it's Darnold. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Now the Jets will call on the field goal unit here. From the left hash, this from 34. And his kick is indeed good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. They run, Devontae Freeman. And he's got some space here. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10. Freeman again, a 1st down carry. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
He'll drop to throw. And he's got it. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
They'll go with the keeper, and he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. It's their quarterback scoring on the sneak from a yard out, and the Falcons will extend their lead. Hauschka adds the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Bosher to kick it away. New York set to take the field. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. A sensational one-handed grab in the end zone for the score. Looked like you at the Davis Turkey Bowl every year in the backyard in Orlando, Florida.
You're so kind. That's definitely in my mind. But how about this? They always tell guys going after the ball, the receivers especially, you got to have a single-minded obsession to go get it. How about going up with a single hand and making that happen? I don't know if it gets much better than what we just saw there.
Good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Detroit! Watch him now, Barney!
Freeman. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. Give him 7 yards on the carry, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Freeman again. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. As it comes with 1:15 left to go in the second half. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it? And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10.
Set. Green, 39.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. Forced out to his left. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Lucky 56.
On 1st down, Darnold. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now here is another interception. Picked up by DeMonte Kazin. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. They were already backed up. Now they're backed up further.
I think they were being so careful to make sure all assignments were covered that they ended up running themselves out of time.
And now here's a sneak, maybe looking to run a little time. Officially no gain on the sneak, kind of a wasted play there, and now it's third down. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. The Falcons on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is going to be 3rd and 13. This is Freeman, and he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And he's able to get it out of there. It's fielded at the 45. Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is, because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for Atlanta, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2. And they'll return home next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Jets.
Hey, what's up, gang? Let me go secure for the game right quick. Hey, what's up, gang? I got it. I think it's my fault. For real. What's up, man? Hey. I got that checking to go. I'm gone. A lot of these look lost. They broke. They think it's my fault. No car. I want that caught. I'm dripping. I'm stuck with the sauce. Good drip. But she love you. Don't cut your. Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the light. We the ones don't like. But you look light. Why you look so light? Bank account looking like yikes. I went from filling out kites to putting it in my block. Blue Gucci sweater is drill. Somebody give me a. These like the cops. Gossiping more than a. In jail I had. I make you cut off the. Think that I made it, they can't be my friends, so they wanna be out. If I see them in that spaceship, I'm dropping the top. Act like my beat ain't no happy belated, I'm calling no guap. Who gave you the voice? Who told you your thoughts count? GPS straight to the money. I put my big homie up. The big Mickey Mouse. You posted your at 12 and 8 that night, she had my all over the mansion. Can't sit on my house. I got to take it to go. A lot of these look lost. They broke, they think it's my fault. No car. I want that caught. I'm dripping, I'm stuck with the sauce. But she love you, don't cut your. Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the light. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes. With me, boy. Your hands in your fingers. Your ears with